Broadcasting from the Cannon Motor Studio on Central Avenue in downtown Laurel, Mississippi. This is Good Morning Pine Belt with host Ben Winpigler on Super Talk Laurel 99.3.
All right, here we go. Good morning, Pine Belt. Thank you for tuning in this morning wherever you may be. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning here from the Cannon Motor Studio in historic downtown Laurel, Mississippi. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope that everybody had a great weekend. So before we bring in our first guest of the day, I do want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by Magnolia State Bank. Don't forget, the merger is happening soon with Bank First. But it's still all the hometown services you know and trust. We'll have in Moke and Chris from the prospective banks next month. I can't remember the date, to kind of talk about that merger and get more in depth with it. So, but we appreciate all that they do. And speaking of places and people that we appreciate everything that they do, our next guest is from South Central Regional Medical Center. She is if I could get my paper hold over here. Here we go. A very, very new practitioner here with South Central Regional Medical Center. She is Dr. Areeba Nasir Zamar. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Yes,
thank you so much.
I was practicing it in my head the whole time before, so I got it. All right, so you are very new to South Central here. When was your first day?
August 1st.
Oh, okay, so you're very, very new.
Yes, sir.
All right, so before we get into how you got here, how is South Mississippi?
I've been loving it. I mean, I've been here for almost a month, and everyone here is super nice, super welcoming, super warm. So me and my family have been having a great time here.
That's awesome. It is super warm.
It is.
Yeah. And people are warm, and it's super warm. So you kind of fell into a good time here. But at least you're getting, as we say, baptized by fire around here. But talk about a little bit about your journey here, because I know I was talking off air with Caden about just kind of how you got here. I know you're originally from Oregon and have moved around quite a bit. So tell us how you ended up in Laurel.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. And I am from Oregon, but I've moved around a lot in the last 10 years. And I just completed my training in Texas in Child and Adolescent Psychiatry.
Okay.
And I got to know about Laurel about 2 years ago. I came and visited, did my interview with South Central, fell in love with the place, with the hospital, with the clinic, and I'm super excited to be here.
So where'd you do your medical school?
I went to medical school at Ross University School of Medicine, which is in the Caribbean, and did all my rotations on the East Coast in Maryland, D.C. area. Okay. Did my residency in Oregon, and then I did my fellowship training in El Paso, Texas.
Oh, okay. Well, that's quite the change there from the beautiful Dominican to El Paso.
Absolutely.
The desert.
All are warm, though.
They are warm. Yes. They are warm. All right, so you kind of mentioned that there briefly. What so far have you found that's special about South Central?
I think everyone, like I was saying earlier, has been very welcoming. I've been enjoying working with all my coworkers as well as people and patients that I'm serving. Everyone is very appreciative of me being here and then having child psychiatry as a new service at the hospital. So I'm excited to be here and be a part of it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about that. But South Central Behavioral Health is part of what all that South Central does. But specifically, you are in child psychiatry, and I know you mentioned it's a new service. Talk about how important that is to have that service here now, especially since we haven't really had that in years.
No, absolutely. I think it is an essential service to this community. It really helps with preventative mental health care for children and adolescents. The earlier you're able to intervene in mental health stuff that's going on, the better outcomes we could have for patients. So my role here is to help with that process, to help diagnose, treat different mental health things that may be going on for people.
Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit, because there's, especially down here in the South, there's kind of I wouldn't say a negative connotation about psychological health, especially in children, maybe. Oh, they're kids. What kind of psychological things could be going on? But it really does happen more than people think. And I feel like just in the 30 years that I've been alive, it's something that maybe not I feel like it's always been there, but it's just come to light more so. And what would be your perspective on that?
No, absolutely. I think there's a huge stigma attached to mental health. No matter where you go, places I grew up in, it was pretty similar. But I think a huge part of my role is educating people on what's going on and destigmatizing it, because that's the first step in getting help. So a lot of what I do is help psychoeducate patients, their families, to bring in all the support systems, networks, schools, teachers, parents, family members to come collectively as a village to help the child and the adolescents I'm working with. And I think it's great that we have the service in town now, because I'll be able to help people in Laurel with destigmatizing it, helping educate about it, and then moving forward to the next steps, which may be diagnosis, treatment, or whatever that may encompass for that patient.
All right, so talk about, because you mentioned that they're working with the families, because obviously with the kids, they can only tell you so much, and they and they, especially the younger they get, they can only tell you so much. So how important is it to have the family, first of all the families, but then the rest of their support system?
It is essential. It takes a village to raise a child.
Yes.
And it's the same thing in mental health, medical health as well. So I think it's great at South Central Behavioral Health. We have a lot of therapists, social workers, psychiatrists, now a child psychiatrist as well. And we work together to help with whatever is needed for the patient. And it is very essential for the family members, for the school, for all these different services to be involved. So I'm trying my best to connect with everybody and see how we can collectively come and help the patients who need that.
Absolutely. So my wife being in education, she tells me lots of stories about kids and sad situations, and I'm sure you see a lot of that. But from your perspective in working in child psychiatry, and I mentioned it before, I know that there probably has always been some sort of, mental issues and things in counts, but it seems like in today's day and age that it is more out there and it is more prevalent, and you see what it feels like more. Why maybe is that?
I think that a huge part of that is education. People have started learning more about what's going on, and like I was saying, education leads to acceptance, which is, okay, this is what's going on. And people, which I'm really happy about, are seeking more help for it. I'm glad to be here to help with all of that. But yeah, I think a huge part of it is like learning about mental health, learning about what services are available. And like you were saying earlier, there's a lack of resources no matter where we go, and especially here in this region. So now that we have the service, I'm happy to be a part of educating people and helping them with whatever is needed. All
right, so let me ask you this. Obviously, in today's day and age, technology is everywhere, and smartphones, it seems like, are in the hands of 6-year-olds and on down, which is crazy. How much of a factor does that play in child psychiatry?
It does play a huge factor. Obviously, the world is changing with social media, with internet, like you said, access to all these things, especially for young children as well. There is a lot of misinformation about mental health out there. So an important part of my role, again, is like educating about what's going on and what may not be going on. Because a lot of times people will come in and say, oh, I saw this on TikTok or, Instagram or whatever, and I think I have this. So a huge part of me is getting a collective history, which is where the role of the parents comes in, because a child may not be able to express what's really going on, and we have to be creative in the ways we kind of get that information, whether that's through play therapy, just by talking to the patient, to the family members, but you have to be creative. And I think a lot of it has to be with clarifying, okay, this, I know you think this may be going on, but based on my evaluation, this is what I think is going on. And then working with the family with where they're at, meeting them in the middle, and then figuring out what's the best plan for them.
Yeah. All right, so as we finish, and we'll get into how people can get in touch with you, one question I do have real quickly: social media, you mentioned, how important, because I know there's been a big push now of keeping kids off of it till like late middle school, high school. That's very important, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, it's hard to
Yeah.
keep children off of screens, especially with the world changing.
Yeah.
But it's important to kind of manage what they have access to,
Yeah.
because, like I said, there's a lot of misinformation out
Yeah.
there, and limiting screen time, of course, because we want
Absolutely.
them to be doing more physical activities and different things that are actually more positive for their mental health.
Yep. All right. Well, Dr. Zamar, we have come to the end of our segment here, but as we end, obviously you're taking patients now, I would
Absolutely.
guess. What are the age ranges and how people can get in touch with you to maybe set up an appointment?
Yeah, we can start as young as 4 years of age up until 17, 18. And you can get in touch with me by calling South Central Behavioral Health, and I am ready to help.
There you go.
However I can.
Well, we're excited to have you here in Laurel. I think you're going to do a fantastic job. So we appreciate you coming on. See, it wasn't that hard, was it?
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. When we come back, we're going to be talking with Miss Michelle Parker from the Laurel-Jones County Library. So stick around. Good morning, Pine Belt from the Cannon Motor Studio. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to Good Morning Pine Belt on Super Talk Laurel 99.3.
All right, here we go. Good morning, Pine Belt. We are back live here from the Cannon Motor Studio on this beautiful Tuesday morning in downtown historic Laurel, Mississippi. Our thanks to Dr. Zamar there from South Central Behavioral Clinic. Go check her out. If you have a kid that you may have questions about, or they may have questions, take her over there. She'll probably be able to help you answer them. Before I bring in our next guest, I do want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by McLaurin Carpets and So-So. From carpet to custom tile showers and every type of flooring in between, you can go see McLaurin Carpets today for quality that will long be remembered after pricing is forgotten. You can go see them right off of Highway 28 there in So-So or at McLaurinCarpets.com. All right, there is lots going on across the Pine Belt and Mississippi, but the most exciting things happening here in the downtown Laurel area are always at the Laurel-Jones County Library. So we brought on Miss Michelle Parker there from the Laurel-Jones County Library to talk about them. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having us today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so let's jump right in because there is lots going on in the next couple of weeks, beginning with something that is extremely important tomorrow.
Tomorrow we have our blood drive with Vitalant. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. here at the Laurel Library. So if you'd like to come donate, we would love for you to do that. Also, tomorrow and Friday, our trolley, Lottie, is going to be at the Calhoun Community Center. That's a new stop for us. That's our first time being there.
Okay.
And then we're also going to be back in Sandersville on Friday.
Talk about how on Lottie, how much of a success that's been taken into these places.
Oh my goodness, it's fabulous. Lottie itself is a mobile library. So anything you can do at the library, you can pretty much do with Lottie. We have a Wi-Fi hotspot on there, so you can use that Wi-Fi, and we have a printer, so you can print things off. You can, Lottie has her own books that are available there. You can actually request books from Laurel or Ellisville and pick them up at Lottie's stops.
Wow, yeah.
All kinds of things you can do.
Have y'all had good success with people requesting the books and then picking them up?
We've had some success with that, especially people that can't get to our physical locations.
Yeah.
And when Lottie comes to their area, it's a whole lot easier for them to get there.
That's awesome. Making things where people can get to them a lot easier because sometimes people can't drive. I mean, for us, it's right here, but for everybody, it's not just right here, especially out in Sandersville. But that is not all that y'all have going on. Y'all have an exciting Saturday as well.
We do. This coming Saturday is our Checkmate Chess Social, as well as our Cube Corner. So if you like to play chess or you like to do Rubik's Cube, we've got a time that people that like to do that can come together. We have chess boards there. We do request that you bring your own Rubik's Cube if you have that.
Yeah.
Some people bring extras to share. But it's just a great time for people to get together who have those passions.
Yeah, and it really is. I think I was talking with Wesley. Yeah, Wesley.
Yes.
A couple weeks ago, and he was talking about just how how it really exploded this the Cube Corner has done with people. And I went in there one day and there was some kid telling people how to do it with their eyes closed, and it's incredible how much people get into that.
It's a little tiny segment of our population, but we're loving that they're coming to the library and kind of meeting each other and just enjoying what they like to do.
Yeah, it really is fun. All right, so let's talk as we move out of this week, because I know this week's busy, but next week is really busy, starting with a pretty cool event on Monday.
On Monday is our senior circle. We do once a month. It's just a time for seniors to get together. They can meet other seniors. Senior, I would say, is probably 55, 60 and up.
Okay.
But whoever feels like they're in that age group is welcome to come. This time we're actually doing a no-bake cooking class.
Okay. Well, this morning I felt like it with my back, so maybe...
some days are like that.
Yeah, some days are like that. But yeah, so what else? The no-bake cooking class?
That's what's going to be going on at the senior circle
on
Monday. And then on Wednesday, I'm so excited about this program.
Oh, yeah.
The extension office is actually coming in. The program is called Tell Me About the South Mississippi Fair. That'll be at 10 o'clock on Wednesday. We're going to talk about everything that happens at the South Mississippi Fair. So contests that you can enter, exhibits that'll be there, rides that'll be available, livestock shows, entertainment, anything you want to know about the fair, or if you don't know anything about the fair, they're going to tell us all about it and help us to know how better to get there, what to do, what the costs are, everything involved. The reason I was really excited about this going to be there is because when my children were young, we would go to the fair and people would have these really neat displays and entries, and we're like, how do you do that? Well, this program is going to tell you exactly how you can come. You can be a part of the fair. Yeah,
that's awesome. And also, too, I mean, I know the fair has obviously been around for a long time, but it's changing a lot of times, and there's stuff that people, like you said, a lot of people may not know. People that see the booths and they want to be a part of it, things like that. So you can learn more about it. You can always learn something, even though it's been around a long time.
I have heard that they're going to add a rodeo this year, so that's really going to be cool to hear about.
I think I did see that. I'm excited. I love rodeos. So then Friday, I think, and I just saw the email about this for y'all's author spotlight, which I think is really cool.
It's really neat. We're having Colonel Jason Markowitz, and he actually has written a book called Sarajevo Roses, a poetry from a war zone.
Oh, wow.
He's a veteran. He's still active, I do believe. But he's going to be here on August the 29th. That's next Friday at 2 p.m. to do our author spotlight, which means he's going to come in. He's bringing books to sell, but he's also coming in and talking about his experiences, his veteran experiences, his on the ground boots going on, but also this book that he's written to share with everyone. It's going to be great.
That's really incredible to have something like that, because that will draw probably a different crowd of veterans that y'all may have never had before.
Yes, we're trying to get the word out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we certainly are going to help y'all spread that, because that's really cool, and sometimes those guys can tell just incredible stories.
Yes, life experience.
Yes, absolutely. And then you're finishing the week and Friday night with the very legal free bingo.
Exactly. So next Friday night is our normal end of the month bingo. Actually, August and September are our last two for this year.
Okay.
So yes, if you get a chance, it's free. It's family friendly. There are concessions if you'd like to purchase those.
Yeah.
But it's just a free, fun night for all ages.
Yeah. Emphasize the word free.
Exactly.
So any tattletales out there, do not try to shut us down again.
It is free.
It's
free.
It's
all legal.
It is all legal. There's no gambling involved here. Don't worry. But it is fun. I mean, I've been a part of playing bingo at places, and this isn't just like the bingo at the bingo hall by Roses, where it's not that serious. This is for all ages and skill levels and everything, right?
Lots of fun. I would say we've had 2-year-olds that are learning their numbers to do it. We've had 92-year-olds who just like to come have fun, and everything in between.
So if you accidentally yell bingo, nobody's going to jump on you there like they would at the bingo hall.
Not at all. It's just fun.
Absolutely. All right, so something that is also very fun that has been going on, I think it started at the beginning of the month.
It did.
Over at the mall.
Entire month. Yes. We've got Where's Waldo at the mall.
Yeah.
It's a partnership between the library and the mall. It's been fabulous. We've actually been setting up on Saturday mornings at the farmer's market just to encourage people to keep doing that. But basically what it is, you get your scavenger hunt from the library, and then you take it to the mall. You go through the whole mall. You find Waldo in all of his different places. Then you bring it back to the library, and you get a prize. But then you also get entered into a drawing for prizes that have been donated by the mall merchants.
Oh, wow.
So lots of fun things going on, and prizes.
So how long does the scavenger hunt go?
It goes through the end of August.
Okay, so just the next week and a half is where you can still go. So there's still time to go by the library and find all the Waldos.
And like I said, we've been at the farmer's market, so we'll be there again this Saturday for the entire time. This time you can actually pick up your paper at the mall at the library booth, but then you still have to bring it back to the library to get your cool prize.
Cool. All right, so and I know y'all are going to be closed for Labor Day, so that's that next Saturday and Monday, correct?
Yes, sir.
Next Saturday and Monday, y'all will be closed, but there's always
the 30th.
The third. Oh, so next Saturday the 30th, and then Monday the 1st. All right, so as we end here, obviously, I know that there's lots of things going on in the next week or so, but as we get into the fall, into the winter, what can people start looking forward to for the library?
Wow.
Some sneak peeks.
There you go. So next month, we actually get back into our normal school year routine with all of our programming. So we'll have our teens and tweens. We have our story time, our baby and me. All of that will be going on. We'll have our Lego nights coming back starting next month. Actually, we have some Lego days going to be in there. Also, next month on the 17th, the Extension Office is going to come back, and they're doing a special program about native herbs, plants, and trees.
Oh, wow.
So lots of cool things coming up at the library.
Yeah, I'm excited. And I'll tell you, that Lego club, I mean, it's
huge.
That's my daughter's favorite thing to look at when she walks in at all the stuff that people have created with Legos. And it's not just kids that do that. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of adults.
There are lots of family members that come together to do that. We also have an art display going on that's every month changing at the library. If people would like to stop in and see that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Miss Michelle, is there anything that we have missed in the last couple seconds here that's going on?
This coming Saturday, actually on the calendar, I just realized our genealogy group is going to be meeting at 10:15 at the library, if that's something of interest to you.
Yes, that's awesome. And don't forget, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, the Blood Drive, just right over here at the Laurel-Jones County Library. Go check them out, check out the library, and save a life while you're at it. Well, Miss Michelle, we appreciate you coming in this morning.
Thank you so much. Enjoy reading.
Yes, ma'am. All right, when we come back, we are going to be talking with Mr. Chris Tullos from the Jones County Chamber of Commerce about an event that they have coming up. Stick around. Good Morning Pine Belt from the Cannon Motor Studio. We'll be right back.
We're back to Good Morning Pine Belt. Super Talk Laurel 99.3.
All right, here we go. Good Morning Pine Belt. We are back. Thanks for joining us this morning on this beautiful Tuesday morning here live from the Cannon Motor Studio in beautiful, historic downtown Laurel, Mississippi. Our thanks to Miss Michelle there from the Laurel-Jones County Library. A great resource for Laurel and Jones County. Before I bring in our next guest, I do want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by Dixie Electric Power Association, a member-owned electric co-op that offers broadband internet. Go check out DE Fastlink today if you are a Dixie Electric member, or if you live in the town of Seminary, or come into some places soon. I promise you it's better than anything that you may have. All right, joining us next in our third segment here is my good buddy, Mr. Chris Tullos from the Jones County Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for coming in this morning, Chris.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, so before I kind of get into our event, I know y'all do a lot across the county, and I always like to bring this up to people, and y'all do a lot with them. How great of a resource is the library?
Oh, my goodness. They are a true treasure. First of all, library and be able to have the literacy is paramount for any community, but the activities and things that they provide for folks, most folks say, "Oh yeah, we got stuff for kids," but just I think Michelle mentioned the senior circle. There's stuff going on all the time for all ages, and the things that they offer the library, it's kind of mind-boggling. Their library of things. You can go in there and check out jumper cables.
Yeah,
I mean,
a drill, anything.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and Karen and her team, they do an amazing job, and I'm very thankful for them for sure.
And it really is when you're talking to prospective business owners, if you're talking about the community, and especially if they have kids or resources, that's a big pitch.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Anytime you're talking, you're hitting a lot of things that are quality of life with just things to do, education, and yeah, we don't realize how lucky we really have it, I don't think, and I'm thankful for it.
Yeah, because I've talked to other people who have been in other places, and they're like, our libraries are not like this.
No, it's one of those things that, everyone's like, Print's dead. Well, no, we got to keep supporting these libraries and taking care of them because they're doing a really wonderful job, and we got some rock stars here for sure.
We really do. All right, so let's get into some things that y'all are doing. I know that there's a lot coming up in the next couple of months, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But one that is actually coming up this Friday, I think is a really cool event. I know we've had these breakfasts before, but you're tying it in with something cool.
Yeah, that several years ago we come up with the Jones Connect branding of the chamber, and it's been designed for networking, but of really looking for opportunities to bring people and other organizations together. And we were very fortunate to be able to pair up with the Alzheimer's Association, great member of ours. They do great work here in the community with their walks. And they were looking for ways to get the word out about their upcoming walk in November and raising money for a very, very worthy cause with Alzheimer's research. So we thought, like, hey, let's get together. Let's do one of these. Let's do some of these connections.
Yeah. So this event on Friday is the breakfast that's regularly done, but partnering with them. And I know you mentioned that I'm sure they're going to be talking about their program and how people can get involved. And probably going to have a lot more resources there, too, if I had to guess.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, so there will be folks there to really tell you more about the walk and other things that they do to raise money and awareness throughout the year. But, yeah, we'll have our networking, we'll have our breakfast, but it's still going to be a very low-key, laid-back atmosphere to where it becomes really organic and you really get to ask the questions, learn more about it, and hopefully be willing to support if you can.
Absolutely. So for people who are maybe interested in getting involved in the chamber and getting involved in learning about this, not only is this a great time to learn about what's happening with the walk to End Alzheimer's, but it's a fantastic place to learn about what y'all do at the chamber.
Oh, correct. Yeah, we'll have some of our regulars there that will great ambassadors for the chamber and what we do here, and it's. And a great example, you mentioned the library, and we're hosting at the Lauren Rogers Museum of Art, another great community partner.
Yeah.
Again, hidden gem for a lot of folks in our area. But yeah, you get to see what we're about. We handle the business things, and we'll have other events coming up, but we also want to make sure that we are supporting our community from the nonprofit section too.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is, and I feel like a lot of people sometimes they see these events and they're like, "Oh, I'm not in the chamber, so I can't come." That's not true.
No, that's what one of these things. Now we've got our events that yes, if chamber membership gets you tickets. Otherwise, you could pay. This is one we've kept open to general public. We want to invite folks in, just like the name suggests, Jones Connect. We want to connect you with business leaders, civic leaders, leaders of nonprofit and other organizations, to where you know more about the community as a whole of Jones County and the great work that happens all too often behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really is laid back, and you can win something. I promise that I'll try not to win it this time. There was this odd streak where I ran like 4 in a row. I don't know what happened there. I did not rig it, I promise.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was starting to get nervous when we pulled the number out from some of a couple raffle prizes, and I was like, okay, all right, folks are going to start asking questions, but no, everything's on the up and up for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about some more things that are happening with the Chamber of Commerce. I know that there's lots of things going on, ribbon cuttings. There's an exciting ribbon cutting next week and an exciting event next week. So tell us what y'all got going.
Yeah, so Tuesday the 26th at 9 a.m., we have ribbon cutting at 601 Sports, located at 2139 Mississippi 15, just right behind the new Corn Dog 7 there.
The old Ruby's building.
Yeah, that's right. The old Ruby's building. Great folks. So they started off in Vicksburg, Jason and his crew, and they've expanded to it's a large sporting goods. They got everything you can think of, from clothes, sporting goods, archery equipment. So it really fills a gap here in Jones County, which you really wouldn't think for as avid sportsmen as we are
right
here, that
yeah.
there would be a gap in that, but it really has been, and you're going to get a really good selection with good localized folks to deal with.
I tell people it's kind of like it's pretty much like a, not mini because it's big, but a mini academy sports.
Yeah, that's right. You hit the nail on the head there. It's exactly what it's like, except you're going to be able to go in and definitely get more of that local flair.
You're not going to wander around for an hour looking for something.
No. This is definitely not big box, just big selection.
Exactly. So I'm excited about that. I'm talking with Jason. Hopefully, get some things worked out on our end of things. But that is an exciting thing happening. But probably the most exciting thing happening is on Thursday.
That's right. Yeah, we have our Women in Business event Thursday, the 28th, from 11 to 1. They're at the Wayne Sanderson Multipurpose Room at 127 Flint Road. Registration is open for it. We have a great panel of ladies. I know the presenting sponsor, Community Bank, Nikki Hudson, will be here next week to give a whole lot of detail about that. But yeah, we still have tickets available right now, but I will tell you that they're going quick.
Yeah.
Chamber members at a minimum get 2 free, $50 if you're not a chamber member, but you're going to leave with a lot of good nuggets and lunch. So
there you go.
It'll be a good time for sure.
Go for the lunch and you'll pick up something along the way.
No doubt.
And where is that event located?
That's at the Wayne Sanderson Multipurpose Room at 127 Flint Road, their corporate location there.
Yeah, that's a cool room. I like that.
Yeah,
room.
it's a great setup. Looking forward to and appreciate them letting us use it.
Absolutely. All right, so let's go. I know we've talked about the events, but that's really a lot of what the chamber does. But you obviously work alongside the EDA as well with Ross and the crew over there. I'll tell you, Chris, I have seen so much, and I know I don't think it's public yet, but you see it going down 59, the big construction there. There's so much happening in Jones County as far as businesses coming in.
There's a lot of development, and there's a ton of interest in Jones County. I don't, for anybody who follows it, overall, Mississippi's been named a place to come do business.
Yeah.
We're on the top of everybody's list for all kind of industries, and that speaks to, we've got, it's good to have government and communities working together, but you have boots on the ground. You have organizations like us, the EDA, but then you have the private money. You got all these folks coming together and say, hey, look, we're tired of hearing Mississippi at the bottom of this list for most everything. We're going to bump us to the top.
Absolutely.
And we've got the workforce for it.
And I feel like when you're talking and trying to bring in businesses, obviously you talk about quality of life and everything, but you talk about a lot of what they're looking for is workforce. And we have a fantastic, not just workforce, but we have Jones College right here that is training them in our backyard.
That's right. And, like I've been on here with Colin from our career coach program before. And again, this is exactly what our organizations that do is to connect the dots a lot. So we're trying to catch the workforce late high school, get them prepared for the right path in secondary education, if that's it, or get them internships where they're ready to hit the ground running. These businesses have folks that can keep them going, and it continues to make Jones County very competitive in that landscape. And again, it's a great place to raise a family. We all know that.
Yeah. And I want to mention too, there's been a lot of talk about big businesses, industries, and everything coming in north of I-20, north of Jackson, but there's stuff coming here, and I know y'all are working hard to bring even more stuff here.
That's right. Yeah, there's a lot that obviously can't talk about right now. Things that I do know. There's a lot of things I don't even know.
Yeah.
So I mean, always know that again, behind the scenes, there's a lot of things going on, and it's all with the best interest of Laurel and Jones County. And I think hopefully in the very short term, we'll start seeing some of this come public, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
it makes
they
you feel
have been
good.
working in the background.
Oh my gosh, yes, so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that you and Ross and the team and everybody, like you said, there's a lot, and a significant amount of stuff that people don't see that y'all do. All right, Chris, with the last few seconds here, anything that you want to remind people about the event this Friday, or anything else that you want to remind people of?
Yeah, if you go to our website, jonescounty.com, and go /events, you can register for all these events that we've been talking about. And again, definitely want to thank the Alzheimer's Association for this. Again, 8:30 to 9:30, Lauren Rogers Museum. Come check it out. Find out more about their walk there on November 1st to raise money. They've got a big goal here in Jones County, but I know we've got big hearts here in Jones County to match that. And finally, definitely want to thank my premier sponsors, Wayne Sanderson Farm, Mississippi Power, Community Bank, Cadence Bank, Dixie Electric, and Cooperative Energy.
There you go. He is Chris Tullos with the Jones County Chamber of Commerce. Chris, we appreciate all that you do, being such a great advocate for Laurel and Jones County, man. I know y'all are working hard, and excited to talk to Nikki next week about the Women in Business event.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Ben.
Absolutely. All right, when we come back, we're going to finish out the show with an exciting event happening here in Jones County with Miss Elena Knotts. So stick around. Good Morning Pine Belt from the Cannon Motor Studio. We'll be right back.
Good Morning Pine Belt, Super Talk Laurel 99.3.
All right, here we go. We are back. Final segment here of Good Morning Pine Belt. Thank you for tuning in today, wherever you may be listening on this beautiful Tuesday morning here across the Pine Belt. We appreciate you jumping in. Great guest today, great lineup. So great, lots of things happening as we come in here to the fall. Next week, we're going to be talking a lot of football. So stick around for that. Come back next week. And even tomorrow, we may even talk a little bit of football. You never know. All right, wrapping up the show with us today here on Good Morning Pine Belt. Oh, before I bring her in, though, I knew to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by Community Bank, local bankers, local decisions, and plenty of convenient locations. You can go check out Community Bank today at any of, again, their convenient locations, one right down the street here on Central Avenue. All right, joining us today for our last segment, she is with Liberty Ministries. She is Miss Elena Knotts, and she is putting together the 8th annual Show Up and Show Out car show. And Miss Elena, thank you for joining us this morning.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's jump right in. Let's talk about this. First of all, I know that obviously with it being the 8th annual, this is not the first time y'all have done this, so people are growing more familiar with it. However, I think we were talking off air, and you said this is the first time you have done it at Life Church.
This is our second year.
Second year, I'm sorry.
Church. Yes.
Good deal. Second year. All right, so let's start with this is obviously a car show. There's lots that go along with it, but let's start with what Liberty Ministries is. Obviously, a lot of people see car show. They think that's really cool, and that's a great way to draw people in. But what is Liberty Ministries?
So we'll start with, we're a group of individuals that get together, donate our time to put this event together, and we donate the money to Liberty Ministries, which is a men's drug and alcohol rehab program. It's an in-house program for men only that is run through Christian Services.
Okay.
We do the car show to raise as much money as possible to donate towards anything that they need, whether it's a sponsorship for somebody who can't afford to go through the program, or whether it is, paying for a vocational program for a participant of the program. The good thing about Liberty Ministries is that they not only give them a foundation in Christ to help them beat the addiction, whatever that may be that they're fighting, they also put them through some sort of training, vocational program, be it food service, welding, electrical, truck driving. Either way, when they graduate from the program, they have a skill, and they help find them a job to work their way back into a normal life that they have not lived for years. So we're blessed to be able to come together and do this event and raise this money and donate it in our friend's memory. Jason Waltman and his mother Joyce, who actually is the one who came up with the idea to start the show, and she passed within our first few years of the car show. And we donate the money in their memory to honor them and help somebody else have a chance at life, a new life restored.
That's awesome. Well, look, I definitely want to make sure that we talk about what the actual event is. So this is the 8th annual car show. You've got time now to kind of get people in and talk about what that's going to look like. I know this is the 8th annual, but is there anything new that maybe people can expect as they come in? This is the 8th year.
We have more awards this year. We add some categories every year, if possible. So different types of vehicles get different types of awards. Food trucks. We have raffles, silent auction. Hopefully, we're going to have a little TV screen set up, an inflatable TV screen for kids, so they can actually watch a movie.
Yeah.
Which will be nice to do this year, something different.
Yeah. So a very family-friendly event.
Absolutely.
All right, so for people who are listening, I'm sure, just any type of car, truck, or motorcycle, is that Jeeps included? Because I know Jeeps are big now.
That Jeeps side-by-side, four-wheeler.
Okay, so any motorized vehicle, really.
That's right. We actually even have added a special award this year for it's a kids category. We're going to call it the Student Driver Award.
Oh, okay.
So whether it's, I don't know, a scooter, a little kid's car that's remote controlled by the parent, a battery operated, it doesn't matter. Bring those babies' rides out there.
That's
we'll put them in a category, and one of them's going to go home with their very own little award.
That's so fun to get the kids involved. I love that. All right, somebody's listening. They're like, hey, I got a cool car, I got a cool truck, whatever. How do they get involved?
So, morning up. Come out. Registration for the car show itself starts at 3. The show starts at 6, so that's when our judges will go out, start judging all of that. We plan to do awards at 8, if possible.
Mm-hmm.
So come the day of, $25 to enter. We'll figure out what category you fit into, and hang out. We'll have food trucks, DJ. Obviously, we're going to have kids around. You never know. Last year we had a man show up with a kangaroo, and that was all the hit.
There you go. There you go.
Know.
And y'all, I saw y'all there on Facebook, so that's where you can find the information. Miss Elena, we really appreciate you coming on this morning, and thank you for your time. And look forward to seeing the results of that. Hey, guess what, guys? It's 10 o'clock. Go check out Rocky over at K-Rocks. Middays with Gerard's up next. This has been Good Morning Pine Belt, live from the Cannon Motor Studio. We'll talk to you tomorrow.